So I think that being an artist and being creative, people underestimate and undervalue the fact that, like, I always used to say and still believe it, like, every photo I've taken or every video I've shot or whatever I'm making is just as much a part of me as anything else that I do, right? I don't know if you feel that way, but I think that people, you know, who aren't as creatively driven or who aren't artistic or who don't feel the value or don't feel the need to express themselves maybe underestimate how, like, personal it is.
Yeah.
So can you talk to me about, like, the personal aspect of being an artist for you and, like, what it means on a like, when you're creating your stuff, it's very, well, first of all, it's fucking cool as hell, but, like, what is that like for you? What is the internal part for you?
I think it begins with like finding a muse or something like that. Something that I find beautiful, that I find like interesting, and it's like, I don't know, I get into a zone, I don't know, and I get like super excited about it and I just go full throttle.
Right. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then when it's not, sometimes when it's not working out the way that I want it to, then I'm like, and I have to like take a break from it, and I never return
I know
sometimes.
exactly.
And it's yeah, it's kind of frustrating. And then people come along and they're like, "Oh my God, why don't you finish this?" And I'm just like, "This is not what I intended it to be."
Well, I think that's the part, and you can relate to this for sure. But don't talk to me about. I love the idea that I can come up with an idea in my head and then make it from nothing.
Translate it out.
So talk to me about that for you, because you're a painter. I mean, you paint, and that to me is like even a more raw form of that. So talk to me about the having an idea in your head and then making it real on paper. Air quotes.
I mean, it's a process.
Oh yeah,
it is, because and sometimes I get frustrated with the process because it's not going the way that I want it to, so I'll give up. But other times I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try this. It's like changing your perspective on it, or how you're going to go about it. And I don't know, I don't know how to explain.
Have you ever gotten yourself in a situation where you have an idea in your head, you start to go after it, it's not turning out the way you hoped or wanted it to,
and then
but
turns into something else?
Yes, and you stick with it. So that to me is also something that's like awesome, where it's like I go into the editing a video with an idea, and then suddenly it's like very obvious that's not the idea, and this in fact is.
Something else,
and it almost
born.
But it's almost better.
Yeah.
So talk about that for you. What is that like for you?
It's exhilarating. It's like a rush kind of feeling. Like, and sometimes I don't even recognize it. It's not until somebody else comes along and they're like, "Whoa, this is kind of cool."
Right.
Like, what? And sometimes I'll like my husband Ray. Like, during my last art show, I will be painting and stuff, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm going. He's like, "Stop," because it's like, he's like, "You're gonna ruin it. You keep adding. You're gonna ruin it." So I have to like, okay, let me take my hands off of it and leave it alone. Let me trust that.
Right.
But then other times it's just like, I know what I'm doing. Who are you talking to? This is my process. You don't paint, I paint.
Right.
Like, you know.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I love that. I love it when. I love two things. I love it when I have a plan or an idea and it becomes exactly what I imagined.
Yeah.
But I just kind of like you're saying, to me, there's like an element of magic or an element of like pure creativity when like it just sort of like unfold. Like it's like happening with you at the same. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?